What's going on, everybody? Rob here, and today we're taking a look at Zoids Aggressive ZA-005 Geno Breaker. This is, of course, the 5th release in the Zoids Aggressive toy line. I almost said model kit line, but it's definitely not that. These are fully assembled action figures based on the Zoids models. So it's a 1/100th scale full action figure. As you can see, it's in a nice shiny box. Not as reflective as previous releases, but that's okay. You can see the Geno Breaker chilling out here. He's got his backpack there, those little clawdads and all that fun stuff. On the side, you can see a nice image here in red, and on the back we've got a couple of different poses just showing off some of the action features. Front action, rear, the gimmicks like the opening hatch, the movable claws and things like that, the opening vents on the tail, and the I guess booster covers on his back, as well as the flip down supports for when he's firing his cannon, charged particle cannon there. So really cool. Very much looking forward to having this guy in hand, and he looks like a fun figure. I'm hoping right off the bat that his joints will be a little more solid than previous releases, but time will of course tell. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of the package and check him out right now. Alright guys, so here we have Zoids Aggressive Geno Breaker, and he looks pretty darn sweet. Just to do a quick size comparison, just get it out of the way here. Here he is with the old Blade Liger, so you can see how the size works there. So it's a pretty nice match, I would say. I do like how they look together. The Geno Breaker is not too colossal next to this guy. As a matter of fact, he might even be a little bit on the small side as far as just scaling together. But the giant pincers and things like that really kind of make up for what he lacks in, I guess, overall height or bulk. But yeah, so there you go. You've got an idea of how those two look together, and it's pretty good. It is pretty good. So Geno Breaker unfortunately doesn't really come with any effects parts. I was kind of looking forward to those. I was hoping maybe he would come with an effect part for his hand, like an extended claw hand. But no, not so much. I guess the backpack is kind of enough, I suppose. He does come with a little plug that you can put right back here, just so you can attach him to a flight stand, which I plan on doing eventually. I don't have any free flight stands available right now, but I will probably do that in the future. So let's take a quick look at the Geno Breaker without the backpack, just so you guys can get a better idea of exactly the structure of the figure itself, I guess, because I'm sure eventually this will be released as a Genosaur, and then it won't have the backpack here and stuff like that. So we'll just kind of fold this all up and just put it off to the side for now. And there we have Geno Breaker, just kind of, well, I guess Genosaur at this point. So looking pretty cool. He's got really nice articulation. We'll go over that really quickly. And one thing I would like to note, and I'm very happy to say this, is that his joints are nice and solid. Really solid joints. Nice and tight. Nothing feels loose or floppy. And everything is really solid. So I'm very pleased with that. So he's got plenty of articulation going on here. So he's got his head is on a ball joint. Well, not a ball joint, I guess. Well, it is a ball joint. It's a ball jointed at the neck base, and then up here it's kind of a just a swivel. But it also has a plunger here, so you can stick the head in like that for when he's doing his charged particle beam, or you just want the head kind of just to go up and down. But if you want to move his head side to side, you can get lots of different angles with that. And it's really nice as compared to like the Ligers, where his head really does not have all these frills and things like that would get in the way of that head articulation. So he does have a mouth that does open, and you can, of course, bring the charged particle beam or cannon rather, down, if you can actually get a grip on it. There you go. So he does have the charged particle beam there, and you can bring his head up all the way to kind of straighten out his neck and just kind of move the cannon up so it's fairly well lined up with the neck like that for the charged particle shot. The blade on his forehead does flip out like so. Moving down to his neck, he's got some articulation here as well. The neck pretty much just moves up and down, but you've also got the little vents right here that can open up for that charged particle shot. And I guess we'll just kind of set this guy up as we go along for that cannon shot. So we got that going on. The arms are well articulated, so they're ball jointed at the shoulder joint. They've got several joints in here. I'm sure you can kind of sort of see, so you can get a lot of really deep movement, a lot of nice deep swings and stuff like that. So that's really, really good. He does have a swiveling elbow as well as, you know, the standard elbow joint. His hand is on a ball joint, so you can move that around. And the first claw here is articulated, and the other one, I can't quite... yeah, the other one is also articulated, but it's just very, very stiff. I have a feeling this claw probably has the actual, like, pin through it, and then this one's just kind of attached on the end of that. So they are very, very tight and very, very sharp, so it's a little difficult to actually get a grip on. But the thumb claw does not move. It is just part of the ball joint, so that doesn't move. But you can get some really good articulation out of these hands. A lot of nice movement here. And of course, the shoulder does rotate a full 360. Moving right down, he does have an opening pilot hatch. If I can actually get my hand in there. So you can pull that down, you can see Raven's little seat there. So that's cool. He does have some wiggle in this portion of his body, and you can pull that out a little bit to kind of move it up and down, get things going, or you can like push it back to kind of lock it into position. And his little flap fell off there on his backside because I was manhandling it a little too much there. Moving down even farther, it's kind of the same deal down here. You can kind of wiggle this out to get some up and down movement in his mid section here, or you can push that back in to kind of lock that all into place. So you can get some really nice range of motion out of that. Moving to the legs, again, you've got that really nice kind of ball joint in the actual leg itself, and then a double hinged kind of universal ball joint actually in there, so you can kind of get this cool like rotating motion without actually rotating anything. And then of course you can turn the leg. He does have a knee bend here, and a like a upper thigh bend, I guess would be the thing to call it. You can rotate the guns here, and you can pop out the missile pods on the side as well. So you got that going. He does have a sort of a rocking foot here, so you can get some decent foot motion out of that, as well as back and forth on that. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So you got that going on, and you can of course lift the flap to see the thruster on the back of the leg, and lift this piece up as well. So he's got this is also on a ball joint, which is interesting. So you can wiggle that around should you so desire. But he's got that going. He does tend to get a little back heavy with the backpack and stuff on, and his tail is not, doesn't really do him any favors other than, for looks. So you do probably want to have these deployed most of the time just for stability. But speaking of the tail is pretty great. It can wiggle at the base here, go up and down about that much. But each section can actually go up. So he can look kind of like a scorpion, I guess. And it can also swing from side to side. So you can get right about there. And of course he does also have the flaps here on his tail sections, so you can lift these vents out. They just apparently just come out. They don't have any stoppers, which I would kind of like to see, maybe having at least a little stopper there. But that's alright. There you go. Pop these all out. Pop these all out. Pop these down here. And we'll see if we can't get a decent charged particle kind of stance going here. And I keep knocking these off. So these like his little armor pieces are just held on by these little pins, so you can knock them off fairly easily, and I have done that a few times. And it's not really, my mistreating it or anything. It just is a little bit on the tender side, I guess. So we'll just get this guy going here. And then you can kind of see, it's not perfect, but you can kind of get the idea of a charged particle position here. So you got that going on. Next up, we'll take a quick look at the backpack here. So here is Geno Breaker's armor / flight pack, whatever you'd like to call it, and it's got the 6 thrusters on the back here, which are all articulated, so you can kind of move those up however best suits you, like so, for crazy flights. They also have the claw arms, which are really nice and tight joints, which I really do appreciate, because I was super bummed out when Mugen Liger just had the just friction joints for his swords, and they really don't hold a position very well, but these hold very, very nicely. You can get a lot of position out of it. They rotate here at the base, they rotate here at the claw or shield portion, and then they have, a joint here, which has a stopper in the back. They have a joint here, and then another joint here, which has another stopper, and then the claws are individually articulated as well. So you can get some really nice poses out of that, and you can see the claws are very, very sharp, very pointy, and the edge is actually really nice, sharp edge on that as well. So very, very cool. So we'll get some nice big positioning out of this, and I just figured it was easier to kind of mess with this thing while it's not attached to Geno Breaker, and then we can like plug it onto him right now. So you just gotta plug it on like so, and there it is. And so you can see now he's got his big old claws ready to cause some trouble. And we'll just get his arms out here too. And he is just ready to tear some stuff apart. And we'll even give him his little unicorn horn there too. So he's ready to totally wreck face on some Zoids. And yeah, I think it's a really, really nice addition. He may be among, I don't know, like I think he's one of my favorites for the Zoids Aggressives so far. And a lot of that is certainly due to his construction. He is a lot more solidly built than the Ligers. I mean, Mugen Liger I think is still my favorite overall just because I love the design most of all. But this guy, as far as construction, just solid joints and just really nice articulation and playability. I think this guy is definitely probably my second favorite. So I'm very, very happy with him. I'm really excited to see what else they come up with in the Zoids Aggressive line. I can't wait for, I mean, I imagine they'll probably do, you know, Liger Zero and Berserk Fury before too long. So looking forward to that. If I can get a Rainbow Jerk and a Lightning Sykes out of it, I'll be very pleased. But this is definitely a really, really nice addition. And you can get, you know, pretty much any position you'd want out of these claws. And he can look pretty darn impressive and aggressive as he's doing so. So yeah, very nice figure overall. And just cause I'm curious, let's go ahead, raise these claws up, raise this head up, because you can do that. So that's pretty awesome. And we're going to see if we can actually get our Blade Liger to stay chomped up in these claws here. It's a little heavy. It's a little heavy, admittedly. If we can lean them back and just get these to hold. There you go. So pretty darn cool. I'm very, very happy with my new Geno Breaker from Zoids Aggressive. So that is going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It really does help me out. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I will have more Zoids Aggressive coming out as soon as they're available, too. This is the latest one that I'm aware of. I haven't seen any others go up for pre-order, so as soon as that does happen, I will be, of course, putting my pre-order in to try and get that as soon as it drops. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.